to Big V TV. Great to have you with us for a Monday night. Hope you had a great weekend. And of course, last Friday we put the call out. Thank you to all of our viewers out there, Steve-O, because we have successfully got the great man in. Corey Standerfer is with us. Corey, welcome to Big V TV, and thank you for answering. Manny came up with it, by the way, but thank you for answering the call, mate. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, but I mean, I guess I couldn't really say no. So
couldn't say
all
no.
The tags and comments. So.
What's even more impressive is we sent this guy here into disarray. He had this week all planned out, and we burnt the house down, and we just changed everything around to get the great man in.
Thankfully, I've got Corey on speed dial, so
that's it.
Answered my call, and the rest is history. There was one comment though I saw that got a little bit of traction.
Oh, hello.
In addition to Standerfer
I already know the one you're talking about. I think.
There you go.
Aaron Frost.
Frosty. He wanted to be on himself.
He was a little bit salty.
I think he had more comments than I did.
Yeah.
More likes.
What, Frosty wanted on, did he?
Yeah. I think the fans wanted him.
The campaign was hashtag
Aaron
Snow
Frost.
Week.
Hey, can I send a message
Frost
out to
Week.
Frosty?
Razza Week.
Can I send a...
Razza Week.
Is that what they call him, Razza?
Yes, Razza.
Can I send a message out to Razza? This
Yeah,
hasn't been set up, by the way. Hey, Razza, when you do 10% of what this guy does on the court, then maybe we'll get you on the show. Will that get you up and going? Or?
Well, we've got a joke at Chelsea. Which one's the better Frost?
Oh, here
We're
we
still
go.
debating, so...
You guys are still debating?
Still debating.
All right, well, maybe we'll come up with that by the end of the show, shall we? What are their names again? Aaron and Nathan, isn't it? Okay. Who's the older one?
Aaron.
They got stuck into us one week about that, didn't
Yeah,
they?
because Craig Freeman,
he
he's
stuffs everything
about
up.
15. He doesn't know too much about
Stuffs
ages.
everything up.
Doesn't know much.
Youth League 2 women, there's the results from the weekend. Let's have a quick look at them. Frankston got over Pakenham, Casey over Blackburn, Western Port just over Werribee. Mornington and Sherbrooke was a battle of the lower positions on the ladder, and Sherby got up, and Whittlesea, I told you Whittlesea with Windy would get the job done on the Gummy Sharks, and they certainly did, Steve.
Sliding a little bit too, the Sharks, aren't they? Obviously, Keely Tui paced them again with 16 points, but LT Power coming down to the Youth League team has been a revelation.
Ripped it up.
24 points and 12 rebounds. Windy, 15 and 13, did her bit, a couple of blocks in there as well. But impressed with Frankston and Western Port in this division over the last weekend. Frankston, good win over Pakenham, as you mentioned. Chernishoff had 19 points and 11 rebounds. And of course, the 22-12 fourth quarter got the Steelers over the line against Werribee.
Yeah, I tell you what, Beck Peacock showed her feathers on the weekend. Casey got up by 27. That was a big win. The Peacock had 19 in that one. Just watch the paces. They're up and about, Steve-O.
Well, they're going to be a team to watch. I think they're currently either just inside the finals or just outside
just
the
keep an
finals.
eye on. They're making a run at the right end.
Absolutely.
Poe is tearing it up at the moment, and Windy, very, very good player. So keep an eye on that. We're not ignoring the great man, by the way.
No.
There's a fair chance he doesn't get to see too many Youth League 2 women's games, so we're just keeping him on ice at the moment. Youth League 2 men, there's the results up on screen. He does know a bit about this competition. There's all the winners, and we're starting off with Chelsea on the road with Razza himself, 28 and 24, no less, getting the job done.
Here you are asking him to do 10% of the work of the great man beside us. But 28 and 24, just a handy game for the young fella. 4 assists to go with that as well. Just touching.
Did he get on the blue carpet, by the way?
Well, of course, 28 and 24 is automatic.
Can't remember if the result was up, but anyway.
But maybe Corey can give us a little bit of an insight about some of the youth players coming up from Chelsea, if he knows a little bit about them.
So we obviously started off fairly slow. We went really young this year, had some under 18, some under 16 boys on our youth side, and then bringing Aaron in has kind of added that leadership. And now watching a lot of those young players just really play really extremely comfortable in youth league now. I think that's what they needed, just looking for a leader to take them to that next step. And as you mentioned with the assists, that's something he hasn't been doing in the past. If his shot's there, he takes it, he goes for rebounds. But I think these last few games, he's really understanding how he can help set those others up and get them in position as well. So I look at him now, and completely different team than where they were at the beginning of the season. It's really exciting going forward.
Where's Little Miss these days? What's he up to?
Little Miss?
Yeah.
Well, I think he just decided to have a year off because
Gap year.
Yeah, well, he was doing youth league, and it was very demanding, the minutes he was playing in youth league and what was expected. I think he came into men's expecting to have that load off, and we threw him straight into it. And, he was a big piece for us. So I think he was there for a lot of the preseason, a lot of the practices and all that, and then it just got to a point. I think he just needed some time.
Needed a break.
So,
well, hopefully,
fingers crossed.
Hopefully, we see
He wants
Little
to
Miss
come
back out there in the not too distant future. Frankston got Latrobe fairly easily, and Frankston they're up and flying at the moment. Melton over Mornington, so Mornington drop a couple. Your boy, bowl back, up and about. Your mate.
Looking good. Certainly one of the guys in my camp, probably one of the MVP favourites in this competition this season. 25 points and 9 assists to bowl back. Aaron Vandenacker had 17 points for Mornington, just couldn't keep up the offensive powerhouse of Melton.
Craigie Burns scored big again. They went over the ton to beat Wallen. Abraham Solano, 28. And speaking of guys in your camp, the Dan Sharmas Maccabi.
Yeah, big game. Got the Warriors over the line against the Energy on the road. Sharmas, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Good to see Lewis D'Angelo pop up again, 17 points, 5 assists.
Had a big week, young Louis. He was up at the 16s, wasn't he?
I think it might have been his brother.
Oh, brother?
Christian.
How many D'Angelos are there?
A few.
Anyway, just building them all up. Pakenham got Western Port on the road. Maccabi got a couple on the weekend, by the way, which is very important for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Benchai Grossman led the team on the Sunday with 20 points and 14 rebounds. Like the way Gabe Evans has gone about his last couple of months for Whittlesea.
Who's the team to beat at the moment, Youth League 2 men, Steve? I know you're all over this.
It'd be one of Frankston or Melton, and you'd have to throw Collingwood in that bunch as well.
Yes. Collingwood had the week off?
Yeah, they did.
Manny would have appreciated that.
After Manny,
Probably would have been napping anyway. Youth League 1 women, there's the results up on screen. And this competition is far from done at the moment. McKinnon got a big win against Eltham. Chelsea Branson, 18 and 7. I think she had 10 steals in that game as well. Craigie Burn, way too strong for Geelong. And how's our girl, KCVP? I tell you what, she is absolutely torching this competition right now.
Been a revelation since joining the Eagles halfway through the season. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists in that one. Backed it up with a triple-double on the Sunday.
She had 17, 15 and 10 steals.
Who was that against?
On
Sunday.
Sunday was against Chelsea.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you see some of that? Or?
Yeah, I got down to that game.
Hey,
She's a really good player.
Well, she's come back. She's
come back from college,
and
I believe.
she is ripping this competition to shreds right now.
Really fun to watch.
KCVP, keep an eye on her. Keilor and Campbell. Keilor got it by 5. It's an important game.
And it's probably good for Camberwell moving forward. I know they lost the game, but certainly they didn't get blown out of the park. They've got an important fixture coming up this coming weekend, which we might touch on Friday night on Big V TV. But Zoe Garth, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, continuing to produce the goods lately for the Thunder. Tiani Allingworth paces the Dragons each and every week.
I think she played 40 minutes as well. Hey, listen to this next game, Corey. We're going to hand this over to Steve-O. This is his favourite team in all of Big V, with his favourite player. Go, Steve.
Well, Sunbury got Corio Bay by a comfortable margin.
Right.
Tegan Tatlock had 11 points for Corio Bay.
Anyone
but
stand out for Sunbury?
The main story for Sunbury...
The main story. That's what she runs by now, the main story.
Chloe Ango.
Oh, Chloe Ango.
Double machine. One of the MVP candidates of this season as well. She had 19 points, 11 rebounds. Running buddy
Anyone
Naomi
else?
Stowers
Naomi played well, did she?
had 15 points, 7 dimes as well.
So Angove leading Sunbury, just mark that down. He'll mention her about 37 other times this week, so just keep an eye on that. Just highlight that. And Craigie Burn got Chelsea, as we said, by 40. KCVP, 17 points, 15 rebounds, 10 steals. Zoe Elbon, very good, 21 and 13. Zoe Elbon's been in great form, by the way. But KCV, Craigie Burn's team to beat right now. I'm telling you.
They're in.
Can they make the finals?
Absolutely, they can make the finals.
We were actually up in this game in the first quarter. I believe it was 17
first 30 seconds of the game.
Well, it was 19 to 9 or something, 19 to 7, and
so you're up by 10 or 12 in this game.
Oh yeah, the young girls were playing great, but as soon as they hit a couple shots, like once they start going, it's too tough to stop.
Yeah.
They're a really good team to
Speaking
watch.
of the girls certainly ever improving this season. Started slow, kind of like the youth guys.
Yep.
But haven't been winning the contest, but certainly been staying in them for the majority of it, coming into the back end of the season.
Okay, let's go to Youth League 1 men, because we're headed to finals. More on that during the week. Casey got Hume. Ballarat big winners over Casey, so Casey split the weekend. Don't forget we had Friday night games
Yes.
in this competition as well.
That's the one.
I'm certainly not ignoring teams here, but there's a couple of big games to talk about. Corio got 2 wins on the weekend. They beat Hume at Hume by 3 and then beat Bendigo by 13, and they needed those 2 wins.
Well, we mentioned they needed 1 to solidify their position in the finals. You mentioned on Friday that they'd be going hell for leather on Saturday night.
Hume.
Just got past them with a massive fourth
22 to 9.
22 to 9, as you mentioned. To get over that would have given them a little bit of relief to come back on Sunday and just play through the contest, and they did that a lot better.
Cohen Blythe got 24 in that game against Hume, by the way. Geelong got Bendigo. Joshy Hindle had 23 in that one. Now, Camberwell and Warrandyte. This was the game. Winner, finals, loser, out. I watched this one on live stats. It was an 11 a.m. Sunday morning game.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you usually do on 11 a.m. Sunday mornings? Because I'm not out at the basketball.
Depends what I did Saturday night. So.
It went into OT. Warrandyte looked like they had it late. Camberwell came home in the last minute 28 or thereabouts. Tied it all up. It went into OT. It was an amazing game, even just to watch on. One of those games on live stats where you're constantly clicking refresh non-stop. It would have been incredible to be at the contest itself. Warrandyte got it.
Oh, you couldn't have scripted it any better, could you?
Unbelievable.
The overtime game to see yourself through to the finals. Big games from Jared Molnar, 36 points.
Did not come off the court, had 45 minutes in the game.
The accountant CPA, 25 point, 11 rebound, double-double. Tom Moncrief did his thing for Camberwell, but hats off to Warrandyte. On the road, got the chocolates and are playing postseason basketball this
Even
weekend.
more impressive, their skipper, Justin Ronan Black, JRB, was fouled out in the game, so didn't play down the stretch in this one. Just when you need absolute leadership on the court,
absolutely,
and they still got the job done. So well done to the Venom. A huge game, that one. Geelong got Sunbury.
Yeah, impressive, wasn't it? But it was interesting to see both Sunbury and Waverley drop games in the final round. Probably just trying to rest some troops, save it for next week. But they did drop games. Impressed by Geelong though. Josh Hindle off the bench, 20 points and 8 rebounds. And of course, as I just mentioned, Werribee got Waverley by 3 points.
Yeah, that was a big game as well, with Simon Maker getting 22 in that one. Now, we're not ignoring finals coming up. We're going to talk about that later in the week.
Yeah, Thursday night. We'll have a in-depth preview of the 3 final series coming up this weekend.
Of course, Molten VYC women and men headed to finals. We're going to race through the results because I want to have a quick chat to Corey sitting here with us. Molten VYC women, there's all the results up on screen. Steve-O, give us a snapshot. We're talking finals later in the week.
3 Friday night games went the way of Sandringham, Melbourne and Knox, all road teams, which was interesting.
Nikki Metcalf, 30 points in that game for Melbourne over Dandenong, by the way. Torched them, and Zoe Kransberg good as well with 16 and 12.
Had a good weekend. Metcalf backed up with 17 points, 9 rebounds on Sunday.
We said Knox would go hell for leather, by the way. They did.
Correct. Got Altona by a handy margin, which will be interesting for Altona because I think they missed out on a very similar record. I think 4 teams finished with the same record and 1 team missed out. I think it was Altona. Diamond Valley bounced back. Kilsyth scored a good win over Bendigo on the road. Good. Nuttawading road win, Altona road win, Ringwood road win. So it was a flavour of the week, really, that the road teams got it. Knox,
except for Waverley,
crunched Waverley because they needed to win. Dandenong got it on the road. Melbourne and Hume City finished it off with wins at home.
Just on Knox with the 2 wins, because they'll make finals, they're in.
Knox, yes.
Yeah, just Santa Maggio and Bravington together. Huge weekend, the pair of them. I think they both made blue carpet. Just keep an eye on them. They're a smoky from here with those 2 playing. So, again, not ignoring anyone. We're going to come back to it. It's a big week. We're talking finals on, did you say Thursday?
Thursday night, yeah. Speaking of Knox, I think it was Knox, Altona, Diamond Valley and one other team. May have been Nuttawading.
Yes.
They all finished on the same record. I think Knox in the mini ladder got to second, so they'll host a home final.
Wow, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Molten VYC men, there's all the results up on screen for you. Steve-O, again, without ignoring anyone, we've got a big week coming up in VYC, but give us a quick snapshot of the results.
Eltham got Hawthorn on Friday night. Saw a photo of that crowd as well. Massive crowd on Friday night. Great success.
I tell you what,
Eltham.
They do a good job out there at the Eltham High School. They can pack them in there. Jeffers and the crew out there. Just gold. Well done to the Wildcats.
Beautifully done. Diamond Valley got Sandringham in a good game, that one. Dandenong got Melbourne.
Tyler Robertson. Good old Robbo. I coached Robbo in under-16s. He's a ripping kid. Great family. Robbo just torched them.
Expected
credit for that.
Oh, that's me. That's all me. He and I look, Robbo's a great guy. He would have had a grin from ear to ear. He just absolutely came out and ripped Melbourne to shreds.
Well, he would have had a grin because you and Manny would have been out there on.
Oh, we were there.
Yeah,
We were there.
Yeah. Ringwood got Blackburn. McKinnon and Sherbrooke was the game that everyone had their eyes on. Fourth versus fifth in their conference. Winner played finals. Loser missed out. Sherbrooke got a big win on the road there. Cam Bradley, 24 points. Jordan Gear was good with 26 for McKinnon.
And they probably skipped out to about 10 points, Sherby. And McKinnon just could not get it back. It's one of those games where they're playing some decent basketball, but every time they'd go down and hit a three, and I think they got it back to about 6 at one stage. You think, here we go. Sherbrooke, to their credit, just went down the other end and
Bradley
landed
just
some
hit
blows.
some big shots.
Yeah.
In that second half. Knox got Altona but then fell hard to Nuttawading on Sunday. Kilside defeated Altona. Dandenong got Sandringham, and in the big one, Melbourne defeated Bulleen in the final game of the round. Jacob Cornelison good in that one.
Bulleen got Kilsyth earlier on the weekend too by 12 with Harry Fail 34 and 10. So there we go. So there's the rundown. Now we're going to revisit all the finals coming up during the week. Right now though, Corey Standerfer with us on Big V TV. He's going to be with us tomorrow night as well for all of the seniors. I've got to say, Corey, last year we came out to the final out at Patterson River. Massive crowd. And against Keeler, of course, Chelsea. Yep. Young Ben came into the stadium trying to just trying to cover himself up so no one would recognise him.
I don't know how people recognise
I don't know how people recognised a 6'9" guy coming in, and he did go over and impress everyone with some dunks during half time, just showboating for the fans. Your last quarter in that game is still single-handedly one of the best last quarter performances I've ever seen. It was, what you did on that night was extraordinary. Do you still sit back and pinch yourself how it all came together? Because you guys looked done.
No, it's one of those things. I'm sure plenty of players out there have had that same feeling. It's one of those, when you just get into the zone, the crowd's going, obviously going against Chuck Long, he's talking quite a bit.
Yeah, loves to chat.
But you just get into a zone, I think, and you kind of blank out. I didn't actually realize how many people were there or exactly the situations until I went back and watched it on film. And I was like, it's probably the wrong shots to be taken, looking back on them now.
But they were dropping.
When you're in one of those zones, I think it just your muscle memory kind of takes over all the things you practice.
And you got to give credit to Chelsea basketball. The crowd that night, and
absolutely.
just the reaction after the game. I've been in this league 16 years, and I remember very few. There's been some others, but very few times like that where the crowd, and especially the kids, were so engrossed with the game.
Yeah, it's. I'd like to say it's always been that way, but it's something we've really pushed the last maybe year and a half, 2 years, where we get a lot of our senior players to coach the juniors. So all those juniors want to come watch their coaches play, and it's just, I think it's just started something, and it's just, once the ball got rolling, like now it's picking up more steam. So we have a lot of games where it is really packed out. All the kids are there. Same for the juniors as well, though. We get a lot of seniors down to their games. So it's, the culture is just, at the moment, it's really good for that sort of stuff.
I was saying to Corey too, I was down there on the weekend down at Chelsea Patterson Lakes having a look around the area. It's a beautiful part of our city. Yeah. It's a fantastic place to be, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it down there. You've got the beach right there. And it's not as much traffic, I suppose, if you're out towards the city. So it still takes about 30 minutes to get to the city, but you live any closer, it still takes 30 minutes to get in. So that's that perfect balance.
Do those railway crossings drive you up the wall?
Once you get used to it,
Be up the wall on the weekend.
Well, Corey talks about the culture as well. It's not just the grand final where they get a crowd too. It's carried on throughout
all the
this
time.
Season as well,
yes.
and the way they do it with their culture. The introductions, the kids come out on the court.
Yes.
They're all behind their superstars, or all 12, all 15 players, their coaches. It's a really good sight to see.
We're going to talk more about Chelsea tomorrow night. We're going to be talking seniors.
Yep.
But it does. It really feels like home for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first meeting I had with, especially, as you guys know him, Peter Kaspers, he's, one of my best friends. But as soon as I got there and had those conversations with people like Peter and Neil, the president, I knew straight away, like, that's where I wanted to be. It's not it was very, very informal, very family-oriented club, and never looked back. So.
We're going to revisit at some stage this week as well. It's Corey Standerfer week on Big V TV. We're going to revisit this week. It may be just a little bit of a cameo, a 5-minute cameo, but we're going to revisit one of the, well, not the, it is the most amazing story that I've ever come across in the Big V. How Corey met his dad and of course baby brother, and all sorts of things. We're going to revisit a little bit of that during the week as well. It's an incredible story, and I hope you're happy to share that with us all again, because it's just incredible. So make sure you're tuning into Big V TV during the week. Right now though, Monday night, done and dusted. You got through the first one. Manny was asleep by the end of the first one. He was snoozing.
Classic.
Can you believe last week that this is absolutely 100% fact. His alarm went off at 5:40 in the afternoon. Who does that?
I actually do believe that.
Really?
I actually do believe it. Yeah.
Wait, you have an afternoon nap as well?
No, I'm just saying Manny's a different guy. I love him, but he's a different guy.
He's a different dude, there's no doubt. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow night back here, 5:30 PM. Make sure you join us then on Big V TV.